Okay, well, I am Lavan Firestorm here. I'll be running Link to the Past 100% no major glitches. Do I have a file name, Rick? I know that was like the bid war for this one. I don't know if we got anything for it.
I'm afraid we actually did not, so...
Well, then I need a file name.
I think Rick.
Okay, Rick it is.
Rick, you win.
You won the
Congratulations.
you won the file name bid war.
First time I've won something.
That's not entirely true, but okay. If you
Well,
want,
we're not going to discuss that now.
No, this is NMG, not Rando. This is nothing like what just happened. This is A, just one game, and B, it's not randomized.
Well, something could be argued about the rando portion that we're going to be coming to once you get to the digging game.
There's a reason nobody runs this category except for me, like actively.
It's a meme category.
If you want to give me a countdown, and we can get this road on the show.
All right, then. 3, 2, 1, happy birthday.
It's my birthday? Huh. I didn't know it was my birthday.
So one thing you'll note, unlike Randomizer, this game has text.
A lot of
Lots of text to mash through. The game starts with our uncle leaving the house to go be the chosen one. He's going to go find our mentor. It's his final challenge. He's about to ascend to become a true Master Knight of Hyrule. Tells us to stay inside, but we want to see the fight.
You know, he's not a very good knight.
Well, you see, the mentor, he's a really strong wizard. He goes by the name of Aghanim.
Never heard of him.
And unfortunately, our poor uncle is defeated by the great mentor, Aghanim, proving that he is not truly the chosen one. And Aghanim is waiting for the chosen one. Unfortunately, our uncle wasn't him.
Not even remotely.
The beginning of the game starts off much like your normal NMG any percent speedrun, with one major difference in the escape sequence. You skip the boomerang.
R.I.P. Boomerang.
That's because later on we want to, as per the definition of 100% for NMG, you want to collect everything in the game. But not quite everything. Only the biggest upgrade. You don't need the fire shield or the blue boomerang. You just need the red boomerang and the mirror shield. So if we skip the blue boomerang now, later the red boomerang is easier to get.
It just kind of spawns.
Yeah. As long as you don't go to Chicken Hut.
Yeah, don't go to Chicken Hut. That's fair.
If you miss the boomerang here, it's in Chicken Hut. So don't get the boomerang.
Get the boomerang. Okay,
Yeah,
I successfully didn't get the boomerang.
Success. You saved yourself some time later on. So now we come up to the worst boss in the game, the ball and chain guard. Not sure why he's the worst. We were just talking about it earlier, and he came up.
I missed
You
my
can see the
boomerang.
lack of the boomerang already affecting the run.
I missed my boomerang.
So now we get the lamp. The lamp and Zelda are both necessary to push the pedestal in Hyrule Castle to escape. Zelda is being imprisoned. We have to get her out of the castle to the sanctuary.
Do you mind
She's
if I
not
step
ready
in for a
to be-
moment?
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Well, Well, just because I want to promote that, we do have a prize that involves these two characters, Link and Zelda. We have a Link and Zelda Perler that if you can get a donation of $5 or greater during this run, you will be entered to maybe perhaps come away with your own Link and Zelda.
Ooh, get your
Both
own
of
escape sequence perlers.
Yeah. Then you just need to build the entire castle out of like Legos.
That sounds awesome.
That kind of does. I got
So
some
now the
questions
back
in
half.
chat. I see people are asking about the boomerang. Like, I'm guessing it hasn't caught up with your explanation of why we haven't got the boomerang yet. But yeah, having the blue boomerang would make everything a lot easier in the light world. It would make menuing more like what anybody is used to. But we catch up with that part later, with the menuing.
It just saves time. And that's what a speedrun is all about. Saving time. In the village of outcasts, where there would otherwise be 300 rupees, you can find a red boomerang a little later on. So now into the back of the escape. This is the more random part of the escape sequence.
That was actually really good.
It was a very, very nice snake room.
They're called
Especially
ropes.
not having the boomerang, of course. It makes this part a little more dangerous. Just slightly more scary. You have to really tackle this key rat in the next room. You can't just get lucky and hit him and, snag the key for free. You have to wait, and still a very friendly key rat at that. And with just a couple of more rooms, we'll be into the sanctuary. Remember to pull the left hand. No, the left hand side lever.
No, the right hand lever.
Now we get more text to mash.
More text to mash. We've done it. We've rescued Zelda. She's safe. Game's over. Right?
Hooray! GG.
That would put us back on schedule, right? 6-minute run? I think that might be too short. I don't know. I'll go do some other things.
So they told us we need to go find the village elder. And he's apparently in the village, so we should go to the village. But we know that he's not in the village. So despite what our map says, we're gonna go straight to his hideout because of our clairvoyance.
You almost made me hit the map button so I could check the map.
I mean, if you check the map, you'll see an X in Kakariko Village, as that is our next goal, according to the game. But, we're gonna go see the old man. We've heard he's got these boots that make you go really fast, and we want those. We also know that he wants this green pendant. So instead of going and talking to him and getting the quest from him and then going and doing the quest and coming back, we're just gonna go straight there, complete the mission, get the pendant, come back, and save ourselves the time of having to talk to him twice, because he'll just be so delighted and overjoyed that we brought him the pendant right away.
But we still have to talk to him twice, even after all that.
Yeah, but we don't have to go in and out and in and...
Oh, that's later.
Right, that's much later when we go from the light world to the dark world to the light world to the dark world, and so on and so forth, 7 or 8 more times. That's the fun part of the run.
That's the best part of the run. It's cleanup.
Yeah, the run has 4 or 5 parts to it. There's the RNG part. Well, really, there's the opening that starts from the beginning of the game until you get the boots. Then there's the RNG part that lasts from Desert Palace until you walk into Thieves Town. Then there's everything else before Ganon's Tower. Then there's Ganon's Tower. It's a pretty segmented run. The RNG part is clearly the worst.
Clearly the best. You know, best part of the run. Everybody loves RNG. It's like auto-scrollers. Everybody loves auto-scrollers.
Yeah. Auto-scrollers with RNG.
Well, we do love donations. We got one from NeoCAD who donated $5 saying thank you for this event for a good cause. We do thank you for that donation.
Keep them coming. Kids shouldn't be hungry. Especially, like, it's just too sad.
Nice recovery there in the what I call the moment of truth room, because when I was learning this game, that was where I would reset more than any other place.
Well, the only reason you reset there as opposed to ball and chain guard is we spent like a day just did ball and chain guard. Over and over.
Sometimes you gotta practice, and practice makes permanent. That's what they tell me. So now we have the bow. It's a classic Zelda item. It shoots arrows, not rupees. That's a change from the previous game. You'll see it put to really good use here in what we call the Zelda Gamer Room in just a minute. It's the most notorious room in the dungeon. Oh, look at that. Very nicely done. I almost thought I spoke too soon, but no, you did. Look at all those rupees.
I know, and I'm leaving them on the ground.
So now we're into the Armos Knights. Pretty easy, quick kill. Just fire a bunch of arrows. Put one into that wall.
Yep.
That's for RNG manipulation later.
I don't know. Which
So now we have the
auto scrollers or escort quests. They're both bad.
Depends on how fast the person you're escorting walks, or really how slow.
I mean, we have a couple of those escort quests.
I mean, yeah, we saw with Zelda, like, that wasn't so bad. So yeah, here's the old man. He wants us to go get the Pendant of Courage. Wait, you mean you already have the Pendant of Courage? Well then here, have these cool boots. Boots let us go fast because it's a speed run and not a speed walk. Now, in any percent, you might not see this room if people are getting tree rupees, but we want the bombs more than anything, and the rupees are just extra because we need more rupees when we like go to the digging game.
Hey, look, I got wings.
Again. Oh, and that's why we run on 1.0. One of the reasons. On the Japanese 1.0 version of the game, you can do cool things with the boots that make you go really fast. It's called spin speed. You'll see it again here in a minute.
Maybe.
On a screen where it only saves 20 frames. But it looks really cool. So what you do is you hold out your sword and you spin, and then on the very next frame hit the dash button. Then you step on some stairs or a ladder and then zoom. You go really fast. Now we have the book. It's our translation tool, so we can translate ancient Hylian into modern day Hylian? Question mark. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Sure. Common Hillier.
So now, you might see as we have all these other guards out here that are looking for us. We kind of kidnapped the princess on orders from our mentor Aghanim, who wants us to. He thinks we're the chosen one, so he's setting us on these trials, and he set all these guards to make it harder for us because, you know, that's what the crazy mentor does, right? So now we're gonna get to see the second deviation from picking things up and not picking things up from the any percent run in this dungeon, because in the middle of the dungeon there's a ledge that's got a heart piece. We have to get all these heart pieces. There's so many of them. There's 24 different heart pieces that make up our quest for 20 whole heart containers. So we're gonna go from the left of desert to get a small key, to go to the right of desert to get a big key, to come back to the left of desert. It's like we're playing Magic or something.
No, we're playing tennis.
We're drafting. Yeah, tennis works too. That's a better analogy.
Analogies.
The cannonball room, you can sometimes dash all the way through there, and sometimes you can't. It's just RNG. Like I said, the RNG section of the run starts with this dungeon. Really, with that room is the start of the RNG section for the game.
The full
You'll
RNG
see very
section.
soon.
No, the full RNG section of this run starts at Land Mollis.
I mean, there's RNG with those cannonballs. It's like it's the same dungeon. Okay, fair enough. Land Mollis is way worse in the RNG department.
Way worse.
We have now the Power Glove.
It's so bad. This isn't the NES, this is the Super Nintendo.
We can pick up rocks, but only some of the rocks, not all of the rocks. Oh, and now a very nice spin speed that usually yeets me off the side of the platform and back into the desert. Very nicely done.
I wasn't gonna go for it, but then I figured you'd make fun of me if I didn't, so...
Well, I mean, I always talk about how you should never go for that one because it's a bad idea. And now look at me. I am the fool this time. Well, usually. Regardless of what's happening in a game, right? Come on now. But yes, we are now one room away from having to light some torches. It's a cool trick where it looks like a dead end, but really it's a puzzle.
It's a really hard puzzle.
And then a doorway. And now the worst boss in the game. But in actuality, not like the fake worst ball and chain guard. This is the actual worst boss. Because you can do everything right, and it might just decide that one of them wants to short hop, and you just lose the cycle, and it's the worst.
That actually wasn't too bad. That was what, 4 cycles? Something like that?
Something like that. Not bad at all. Generally want somewhere between 3 and 5.
Something like that.
Have anything fun for us, Rick?
I have fallen off that ledge once before in a Master Sword attempt, and that killed that PB attempt real fast.
Oh,
Also, we do have a $5 donation from Daft Digger. Says, feed.chillin. Thank you very much for the $5 donation.
that took me longer than the show to figure out what it was supposed to say. What it was saying, rather.
So now we, that's why we have the bombs, is to blow that wall open and get the second piece of heart. And now it's a dash around, get out of the desert, and go up to the mountain. Because when you get done in the desert, you just want to climb a mountain. That just...
Well, yeah, it's cold. It's hot in the desert and cold on the mountain. It makes sense to me.
These tasks that are set forth by our all-powerful mentor. Fun thing to note.
Whoa.
Oh.
Crabs, please.
Is that the crabs do 2 hearts of damage, and they will, yeah, so this is the best spin speed in the whole game right here. Whee!
And then you get caught on the ledge for some reason.
One thing to note about Hundo is you do get a full heart refill going into Tower of Hera. It's one of the very few reasons to run this category.
Honestly, it's a fun category. There's a lot of RNG to it, but it's a lot of fun.
I mean, it's a lot of fun, but it's just maddening.
It's true.
It's very maddening. So now we're into the cave entrance to the mountain, and we have another escort quest. And this escort quest makes us not be able to use our boots, and also talks to us. So if you try to dash, you go at old man speed, and it's just not fun at all.
The old man does not have the Pegasus boots.
So now,
Ooh,
you see the second large part of RNG in the run, the Death Mountain cabbages, and also the dead rocks. And just like that, crushed by big falling rocks. Rocks fall, the party dies, the D&D campaign is over. But this isn't a D&D campaign, this is Zelda. So we are continuing on to prove that we are the chosen one to our mentor Agony. Well, our uncle's mentor. He wasn't really our mentor yet.
Yeah, we haven't met
He
him
hasn't
yet.
accepted us.
Yeah.
We have to get these 3 pendants so he will accept us as his mentor. As our mentor. So now this is our first entrance into the Dark World, and like you can see, we're a bunny. Shout outs to Adirondack Rick. And now we go into the Tower of Hera, where awaits us the Pendant of Wisdom, which is the red pendant, and it's kind of weird because in all the rest of the games they swap that, with power being red and wisdom being blue, because that makes more sense. But
technicalities.
Yeah, you know.
Mind if I give out a big shout out right this moment?
Go for it.
Sure.
Oh, guys, shout out NickCab86 with the tier 1 sub. Just a reminder for anyone who does sub to the SpeedGaming channel, send off any bits during the course of this marathon, or any ad revenue that we may end up running during the course of this marathon. All of that's going to go right straight to No Kid Hungry as well. So if you have any bits from those ads that you've been watching, send them our way. They'll go right straight to the kids. No Kid Hungry will appreciate all donations.
Awesome. Perfect time with the auto scroller that we have to endure. I don't know. What did you like less, the escort mission or this auto scroller? I think the auto scroller is worse.
I think the auto scroll is probably worse.
You know, at least with the auto scroller portion there, you can put your controller down for a few moments.
No, I can't. That would require me menuing over to bombs, and seems slow.
So now we climb the tower. We had to go into the basement to get the big key so we can open the door to go up because we don't have the hook shot and we don't do major glitches.
Mostly we don't have the hook shot. If I had the hook shot.
There's one major glitch. You'll see it later. It says no major glitches, but it's really one major glitch, the category.
Wait, which one major glitch is that? Is that the dig game skip?
No, it's the dark basement key skip.
Oh, crap.
Oh, no!
That's not good.
Well, when you screw up that bomb jump, you fall all the way down.
That bomb's just a second too early.
So now, we fall down the tower, only to climb back up it again. Because when you get knocked down, you get back up again. Right? Right.
Yep. You're never gonna keep me down. I feel like that's a song. Is that a song?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Somebody should write that song.
So now, for the first time, we're going to attempt the Tower of Hera bomb jump.
Successfully.
And when you do the Pegasus dash like that, you give yourself an extra few pixels to line the jump up.
It's
and
like,
now we have the moon pearl.
I think it's 5 extra pixels you get when you do the bonk setup. It's ridiculous.
And the moon pearl will make sure that we are not a rabbit for the rest of the game. So, sorry, Rick.
There are other ways to make him a bunny.
That is true.
You have a lot of faith if you think I'm never going to be a bunny again.
And here's Moldorm, most people's least favorite boss. Some people might even call him the worst boss in the game. And good so far. And into the left side, that's just not a place you want to deal with him with a fast. Anyway, it's over and done with. We have another heart. We have the Pendant of Wisdom. We have all 3 of the pendants. And we can go draw the Sacred Blade in hopes that the great Mentor Aghanim will notice us. Done all this just to get his attention.
We just want him to notice us.
So, before we can draw the Sacred Blade, we do have to get some more heart pieces, because we are on that quest to get all 20 hearts, and we want to have as much power in our arsenal.
I moved too early.
So that the great Aghanim will notice us.
So you saw me go for the bomb jump over there. That is one of the more difficult bomb jumps in the run. I haven't quite
mastered. It's easier to hover that gap.
Yeah, it's easier to hover that gap, but my name is not Ivan or Andy or all of the people who can hover.
The list gets bigger
every day.
So we have to go now to the forest. From the desert to the mountain, now to the forest. I guess Eastern Palace is kind of in some hills over there. All the different biomes of Hyrule. We're gonna skip this mushroom right now, but we'll get it in a minute. It makes a nice, easy place to cancel your dash coming back.
And it isn't going anywhere.
No, there are no crazy mushroom pickers running through the Lost Woods gonna steal it from us. So now with the 3 pendants, we've drawn the Master Sword. We can feel its power coursing through.
As we have the slowest moving text in the run.
Slow moving text gives me the chance to let you know about a couple of prizes we got that will be closing at the end of the day today at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Once again, we do have the Link and Zelda Pearlers that will be going on during this run if you get a $5 donation or more. Also today, we will be giving away an EverDrive GBA X5 as well as a chance to win a Hori Switch Split Pad Pro. Get those donations in by midnight tonight, Eastern Time, and you'll be entered in for those drawings.
Awesome.
Giving away all the cool things.
And
I have
plus
one
we'll
of
be
those
helping out with the
EverDrive. They're awesome. Highly recommend.
and plus we'll be helping out a good organization, No Kid Hungry.
That's the most important part of it all. So in a complete coincidence, the moment that we got the Master Sword and left that grove, the great Master Aghanim found where we had hidden Zelda from him, which really shouldn't have taken that long. If you think about, we left a big hole in the middle of the throne room.
Yeah.
They could just see where we went, and we did all those other dungeons and stuff in the time it took them to investigate those sewers and find that they linked to the sanctuary. But you know, that's for the investigators of Hyrule to answer later.
They might figure it out, maybe.
But this is our big chance to get Aghanim to notice us and take us on as his pupil. So we are going to come try and fight him for Zelda. And it's a pretty boring run up here.
It's like 5 minutes of time that you never get back.
Nobody talks about how exciting Aghanim's Tower is. Like, regardless of how much you want him to mentor you and teach you in the ways of the ancient Hylian knights. Like, it just, this whole thing is, it's dark in places, it's not dark in other places. Sometimes you fall down a pit because you can't see. Like, the whole thing is just...
It's the perfect opportunity for people to put in numbers on regards to the great RNG cycles we call the Aghanim Blue Balls.
Oh yes, as that is coming up, we will. The RNG section does continue.
In my splits, this is labeled RNG Part 1, and it's followed very very closely by RNG's Part 2 and 3.
This is the most fun room in this whole tower because you can do fun things with red guards. I guess these two rooms together. This room, not as much fun without that boomerang, but, you know.
You make it work.
Is what it is. So now there's more pits to nowhere. Like you saw in the Tower of Hera, if you fell down a pit, you went down a floor and then another floor in some occasions. Here, the pits are just like, nah, there's nowhere to go. So here's Aghanim, and he's got Zelda, and he's telling us that there's a great evil that's happening in the Dark World, and Zelda actually is helping us by crystallizing her power inside of a crystal. There are 6 more such helpers in the Dark World, and Aghanim wants us to go on a quest. But first, we have to prove our power and defeat him in battle.
So how many unreflectable balls do you think I'm going to get?
3.
Oh, at least 1.
I'm gonna say 2.
2.
So-
I'm gonna go with 14. Well,
The way it
I'm already
works-
wrong.
The first shot is always reflectable. After that, the next 3 are coin flips. Whether you can reflect them back, or if they just explode. Then he fires lightning, then the whole thing resets. So, 3 is the average, but less than that is always appreciated.
There's 2. We're still at 2. I can still count, I think.
Yo! Success. We have defeated Aghanim's first trial. He deems us worthy in this big long spiel we're about to hear. We have been chosen to go on this quest and collect the crystallized maidens so we can use their energy to fight this evil known as Ganon.
Wait a second. I thought this was Sahasra, the village elder, talking to us. Was I
No,
being
this
lied
wasn't for
to?
Aghanim. You've been lied to forever.
Oh, man.
So Hosril is just some guy that's peddling boots if you can show him a cool trinket. Aghanim's got the real power. So we continue the 100%. There's a heart piece hiding right here on the pyramid. Pyramid of power. So this quest involves us going into this dark world, an alternate reflection of Hyrule that has been destroyed by greed and whatever else Ganon's heart reflected when he touched the Triforce. It's a dark and scary place, and we're glad we have our lamp. We'll see very soon. First, we have to kill something. Because we don't have enough rupees.
What do you mean we don't have enough rubies?
Oh, we
Plenty
do.
of rubies.
I read it wrong.
Okay,
I read it. I thought you were gonna lose. I know what I'm talking about.
Okay, it's okay. It's okay.
He takes 110 rupees to get into the Palace of Darkness. We had 119, and I just am bad at reading.
It's okay. It happens to the best of us.
Shout outs to Hiei.
Shout outs to Hiei.
Just for that room with the strat. So, Palace of Darkness is the place where we farm a bunch of bombs and pull off the one major glitch in the run.
We use the mirror a lot.
There's lots of mirroring, which resets the bombs in this second room, which is very nice. And the goal really is to take as little damage as possible, because the Helmasaur fight is one of the places where your run can just end.
Helmasaur the run killer.
Like, if you thought that a cabbage on Death Mountain was bad, wait till you see the Helmasaur kill.
Why do you have to remind me of the cabbages? It's just rude.
I'm sorry.
I haven't recovered yet.
You got the full health refill on the top of the mountain. There's lots of recovery there.
Haven't recovered emotionally.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. So now we're going to attempt what is known as the hammer jump, or as the singular major glitch in the run, as you clip through a wall railing. to get to this chest without having to go downstairs and pick up a key and then go through a maze and do a whole host of other things. And then
Easy every time.
just like that, you have the hammer, and then you come in here to pick up the different small key to get to the Helmosaur room, and you use a mirror again. Like, what is this?
It's like I know where all the items are or something.
Palace of Mirrors, more like Palace of Darkness. And having taken no damage, it sets up really well to only have to pick up one heart in this next room to stay at the full health going into the back half of the dungeon, which is the
Place you want full health.
you want. Yeah,
Saves
there's
me.
really only one scary room, but it's pretty scary if you get off the cycle. And some nice arrow drops right in the middle of everything. It's not often you want sword beams in the run, but that room is one of the rooms where you want the sword beams. Save yourself the arrow.
And this next room is the one where you really want the sword beams because it saves you a menu and an arrow. Because I don't
Same.
have a boomerang.
Yes. It's one of the few places in the game where you're actually happy to have sword beams.
It's very
Just
satisfying.
like that.
Very satisfying.
So now the hard room coming up, the turtle room. Oh,
Fast cycle. Didn't want to risk it.
hey, that's. Want to keep those hearts. I mean, even if one really doesn't matter because it's the same either way because Helmosaur does 2 hearts, but whatever.
Eh. Oh, the run is cursed. Cursed run.
Bonk off the door. This is the Helmosaur King. You're actually supposed to throw bombs at his mask to break them. Like that's how Nintendo expected you to beat the boss, is with bombs. But also the hammer works, which makes more sense because it was the item in the dungeon.
Yeah.
A very, very nicely done. A very, very clean Helmosaur fight.
And now we have some more tech smashing.
First of the crystallized maidens.
Do we have anything to shout out, Rick? Any donations?
Well, while we're dealing with this cutscene, we do have a $5 donation from Jim Bowden, who says, "Thanks for the entertainment and for supporting a great cause. Please put the donation towards naming a character in Final Fantasy Dirge." Thank you very much for the $5 donation. And just as a quick update, we do have an incentive coming up here on the upcoming Kirby Nightmare and Dreamland run, which will be coming up in about an hour or so. We have a boss endurance bonus run. It's currently missing $35 of what it needs in order to make it, and you can make it happen here to help benefit No Kid Hungry.
Yo, only $35? Oh, we can make that happen.
Easy.
Right, chat? I believe in you.
So, first Dark World dungeon done. We have, we hit RNG's part 2 and 3 of this run.
Yes.
The aforementioned digging game coming up first. I hear people talking in chat about it, like as we were starting. Somebody recommended that I skip the digging game and thus make it like 98% run.
Where's the fun in that? Yo, that was a gold Helmosaur split. Nice. That was a real clean pod.
Yeah, I was actually kind of proud of it.
So, this is affectionately known as the Hype Cave in the randomizer community because of some programming stuff. In vanilla, you just get money, and we need the money. Money is very important. If we really even needed more money, there's more money in the back. But that's slow, and you never want to get that money unless you're like, Yeah, you never want to get that.
If you get the extra, if you need extra money, you get it after you're done with this part of the RNG.
Yep, you can get the extra money at the well. Mostly is the.
That's mostly the place. It's the fast place.
So another one-off NPC like the village elder. This guy gives you the shovel because he buried his flute in the light world before he got trapped in the dark world, and wants you to be able to help him. Oh no!
I am not sure why that didn't pick up.
I thought you were. I thought you were in the right spot.
So did I. Let's try this again. There we go.
There you go.
Game's weird.
Anyway, that skips a small cutscene. Even with the bonk like that, it might still have been faster than actually watching the whole fade out cutscene when you dig up the flute.
It was
You
probably
see the
close.
animals from Super Metroid all frolic about. But we didn't see that because we killed them in the last run, so they're not here. Good work. So, the dig game, the RNG, the first 15 digs have a 0% chance of having the heart piece. After that, it's a straight 1 in 24. So, good luck.
Here we go. It's really interesting to me now watching randomizer players do the dig game because they are very slow at it.
It's because they aren't, like, trying to get to 16 as fast as possible because there's no hope before that. Well, we got some money.
Round 1, dig game 1, speedrun 0.
There should be some sort of donation here where people donate a certain amount of money for every time you have to do this digging game.
Yo, I'm in for $5 a trip.
I'm in for $5 a trip. I think I can handle that.
Yo, we got lots of red rupees this time. That's paying for itself.
Hey,
second try. Look at that. All we had to do was say we were gonna spend money on it, and the game was like, okay, here you go.
Yep. Apparently, Link to the Past does not want to raise money. We need to change that. We can't let the game win.
So, also in our quest for 20 heart pieces, or 24 heart pieces, 20 heart containers, we have to get this one. There's not a guard in the maze until after our fight. Like I said, Aghanim wants to make it harder on us after we fought him the first time, so he puts Usain Bolt there.
I'm surprised I didn't get hit.
Just covers the whole area in guards. So now, 50 minutes later almost, we are finally in the village where the map probably still says we need to go. We have to do a lot of shopping in the village. There's the bottle to get, and we talk to this kid who's sick because of the cold on the mountain that he caught chasing butterflies. So now we have the bug net, which will come in useful very soon. Well, depends on how long we spend in the chess game.
Yeah, very soon is a relative term.
Yeah, as we were going to allude to, just because we ended up getting the dig game on turn number 2, that doesn't mean we can't put our money where our mouth is with the chess game coming up.
It's true.
Combined RNG.
I was supposed to grab the bottle before I moved away. Oh,
Doesn't
well.
matter. You gotta
I'll go right back there, so...
You go right there, and you walk by anyway. 6 of one, a dozen of the other. Wait, no, half a dozen of the other. Idioms are also hard.
Who are you calling an idiot?
So now we take the mushroom and we give it to the old witch, who gives us magical powder, which we can use to turn bunny beams into fairies and get rid of dead rocks that we don't like, and other cool stuff. Probably.
I'm gonna do some more shopping. Go rob this poor old lady of all of the treasures in her basement. Oh, wait, I don't want most of the treasures in her basement.
No, just the one in the back. Well, and the money under the pots.
Yeah, with Dig Game gone so well, my money situation's a little tight, which is, you know, a good problem to have.
You're fine.
It's fine.
You'll get the hundo rupees in the dig game, or in the chess game. But also you can pick up, you know, bombs. This is the refill well. There's 3 bombs in the front chest. The heart piece, which fills up a full refill container. And then 60 rupees in the other 3 chests.
I am prepared for first try chest game. I have enough rupees. Are you prepared for first try chest game?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll sound confident.
Gotta have the confidence in the RNGesus. Good old bless RNG.
Yo, I met that guy. He's actually really, really nice.
He is. He's a GDQ.
So we are now back into that dark world. And we have to talk to this guy.
A lot. Hopefully not a lot. Hopefully once. We have to talk to this guy once.
Making money.
Making money. But RIP first try chest game.
Oh, more arrows. Losing money.
Hey, we made money there. There was $1.
You spent 30.
Oh. Well, heck. Well, this is a problem. We're losing
it'll be
money,
fine.
and I don't have a heart yet.
See, it's fine. We're back.
Okay, we're back to...
even.
Just like that, we're back to me. You know, this is gambling at its finest.
You just slot machine right here. 1 in 8 every time. Good luck. Oh, that was almost what we wanted. There are 2 hearts there.
I hope you like this music, because we might be here for a while. Oh, I
There
guess
we go.
we won't be here. The second I told you we might be here for a while, now we're gone. Now you never have to hear that game music again.
Lucky number 7.
Now, as alluded earlier, here we go. We pick up the red boomerang.
The better of the 2 boomerangs in the game.
Depends
regardless
on who
of-
you ask.
Regardless of what you're doing. And now we are into Thieves Town. The run has begun, everyone. The run is now started. The RNG portion is over.
Yay, RNG portion. Well, not entirely. We have the last little bit of RNG that is at the very end of the game.
Well, I mean, that's just because that happens. That's just a consequence of running Hundo.
We also have the laggiest room in the game right there.
So, Thieves Town is unique in that, unlike all the rest of the dungeons, the maiden here has yet to be sealed inside of the crystal. So that's part of our task. We have to gain her power. We have to seal her inside the crystal. That's part of the bit here with this dungeon. It makes it different from all the other dungeons in the game. She really just wants to go home. She's reluctant to help the cause.
I mean, can you blame her? Do you want to be a crystal?
I mean, it's... I don't know. I can't answer those questions. I've not been placed in that situation.
You can guess.
So, in order to do that, we had to get the light. That's a big part of the crystallization process. You'll see why soon. And she is down in a cell, waiting for someone to come save her and get her out of here, or to... Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, first they had to trap her in this cell.
And yeah, she just wants us to save her. And take her out of here and gone. Like, go home. But, you know, we have a mission. We've been set on a mission by our mentor, Aghanim. And part of that mission is to get the other glove that will let us lift rocks with both of our hands so that we can pick up harder, more dense, heavier rocks. Although we used to like picking them up and holding them like a pizza. Not anymore. We can lift with both hands. So as we step into the room, the crystallization process starts, and she turns into a horrible monster in trying to not be crystallized. But we are strong. And just like that, we have turned the maiden's form into crystallized essence.
I don't see it. I don't see the crystallized essence. It's there somewhere.
You'll see it in a second. She's gonna apologize to us right here for not embracing her destiny. And while she's doing that, Rick, take it away.
We have $20 from Lower Dogma, who said, "Shut up and take my money." Well, we definitely took your money, and we're going to give it to the No Kid Hungry. They're going to thank you for that donation. Also, Ruler Yak with a $20 donation saying, "Keep it going." And we're definitely going to keep it going here as we've reached the $6,600 level here.
Yo.
All of it to benefit No Kid Hungry. We do thank you for that great generosity that you guys have assisted us over the past 2.5 days so far, and a lot more to go.
That's awesome. Great work, everyone. Let's keep it up. You need to undo your split.
I don't know the hotkey for that, so we're just gonna let it go.
Okay. Fake golds all around.
Fake golds all around. We're just not gonna save these splits.
Okay, fair enough. So, back to our adventure with one-off characters. We have a cool frog.
His name's Glenn. Or is that
Hi,
different?
Glenn.
Thought Glenn was just a friend of Frog's.
No, Glenn.
Oh. Well, shoutouts to Glenn too. Other notable hundo runner, but in a much better way.
That's true.
Before we can take Glenn back home, where he will become one of the greatest blacksmiths on the face of the entire planet. We had to get that other heart piece in the hammer peg room. And Glenn, being so happy to be home and be a master blacksmith, he's going to upgrade our sword, the most powerful chosen sword in the entire world, the one that will cut through all evil, except for Aghanim, because we can only reflect his power back at him, because Aghanim's just the most powerful being in the world, I guess. They're going to make it even stronger. And how you might ask? How indeed?
I'm not sure. They probably use major glitches. Just like this guy right here. He's gonna make all of our spells cost twice as much. Right?
Good job, buddy. Thanks for waking me up. Have a curse. Yes, we can now cast half as many spells. We have half as much magic. Or that's just a bad localization, and really we have twice as much magic. And it only costs half as much to magic. So now our powerful sword is even more powerful. And we can go flying. We can take our nice friendly duck friend over here to turn in this purple chest. And our nice friend the thief is going to lockpick it for us, and we are going to find out what's inside.
It's a heart piece, right? Oh, it's a bottle.
It's a bottle. Bottles which come in handy exactly one time in the run.
Hey, they come in handy more than that when you're first learning the run and, you know, are still learning.
Yeah, fair. That's fair. Bottle and net is one of the first safeties that you get rid of, but it's a very, very nice safety to have. Especially when you're learning this game. So now we're into the dark version of the woods. There's lots of really, really large creatures that have died and made this this thing is I don't know. But those are really large, like rib cages. Walking through them.
Get out of the way, mummies.
Oh no. Mummies and wall masters, oh my.
Ugh.
Hey, that worked out well.
Convenient timing.
Convenient wall master.
Just giving me a ride.
So to get into the back of Skullwoods, we need the fire rod, which is conveniently located in the big chest of Skullwoods, because why wouldn't it be? That seems convenient. It's like Aghanim has set us on these trials for a reason. He's thinking ahead, planned it all out for us.
Having a
Truly
plan.
great mentor.
The best mentor.
You gonna try and catch a fairy in the back of this one since you missed the one in Thieves Town?
I mean, I didn't miss that one. I specifically turned that into a fairy for safety healing purposes.
Oh. I thought you were trying to catch it for the spike cave.
No.
Okay.
I don't know if you noticed, I was at 1.5 hearts.
Yeah, no risk.
I'm actually probably just gonna pull this one for health as well. Get a very nice palace.
Okay. So with the half magic, you can just rain death upon that room, and it's so satisfying. Oh,
I got it. It's fine.
if the bunny beam starts moving, you cannot turn it into a fairy anymore. So you're on a bit of a timer there. So now, the one fight where you definitely never want sword moves. The Mothula fight. With luck, it'll be over just like that.
Before you can even explain it, it's over.
Yeah, like free spike Mothula fight. That's what you want to see.
And remember to not split here, because I split twice blind. Oops.
And we have another crystallized essence we can use to fight the great big evil.
Do we have any more donations coming in?
I don't have anything at this point, but I am trying to look up a potential challenge that I'd like to see us maybe do if people wanted to donate X amount of dollars. So I'll get back to you with the at the end of the next dungeon.
Sounds good to me.
Ooh.
Challenges, you say?
So, what next? We have to spend more money and do more shopping. And also make a fish mad.
Poor fish. What did it ever do to us?
Hiding treasure. He was hiding treasure from us. And because we need to get into a dungeon later and we can't do major glitches.
Well, and we also need to get all the items.
Oh yeah, and we need all the items. That's even more important. You know, what is 100% speedrun anyway? Come on.
That's what we're doing. It's 100%.
We did the dig game. It's
100% dig. It's dig game percent. That sounds like a horrible category that nobody would ever run.
Yes.
How fast can you get to and complete the dig game?
No thank you. No thanks. So here is the catfish. He just wants to be left alone. So he's gonna throw a cool shiny treasure at us to get us to leave him alone. If you bother him anymore, he throws bombs. He stops being nice. The waterfall to the left that you can't see because it's not on screen anymore. That is where you would have to go to get your red boomerang had you picked up the blue boomerang at the beginning of the game.
You have to go there, and you have to go through a lot of text boxes. And
It just takes forever.
And you know what? There's enough text boxes in this game without you adding more.
So we're going to see some more text boxes as Zora, King Zora, says, hey, what do you want? And you say, I want the flippers. He's like, it's 500 rupees. And he says, are you sure you want to pay that? And then you say, of course. I wouldn't have come all the way up here to the far-flung end of the island to talk to this one NPC this one time if I didn't really need them. Please give them to me. Have your money. And then we get a heart piece for our trouble as we're up here. We can leave this far-flung corner of the world forever. Hopefully.
Hopefully.
You never know. There might be something happening up here later. Like, I don't know. I've not seen this one before.
Oh. Okay. I don't think there's anything happening back up there later. I don't think so, at least. There might be, but...
So now Ice Palace. This is where the blue mail would be. The blue mail still is here, but like the shields and the boomerang, we don't need it. So we're just gonna, just run through the dungeon real quick and easy and get out of here. It'll be a good old time.
Lots of fun.
Yeah, you might see some fun here at the bomb jump room. Only having 3 bombs.
Thanks for reminding me that I should go grab another bomb.
Bombs are at a premium at this point in the run.
Yes, they are.
Luckily, you can get a bunch in this room. Sometimes you just don't get as lucky as, it's the RNG part 3.5.
Yeah.
This is the infamous Ice Palace bomb jump, the most important bomb jump in the entire game.
What? No, I was 1 pixel too high.
Fling Link across a pit with some spikes up so as to make the back half of the dungeon infinitely more trivial. And by infinitely, I truly mean infinitely. Like, if you don't do this, you have to go around the dungeon, and then around the dungeon again, and then go back, see the other guy, talk to him, come back into the dungeon. It takes like 30 minutes. You don't want to do it.
Nope. Okay. Apparently I wanted to go to the right.
Hey, whatever works, right?
You go pick up that ferry we were talking about before.
Wave goodbye to the blue mail. We'll
never
stay
see it
in that chest
forever. Shed a tear.
Now this ferry is important because Spike Cave deals a lot of damage to Link. And since it's faster to go to Spike Cave and get the cane before you go to King's Tomb to get the cape, you just catch the ferry and deal with the
slight
getting
detour.
knocked out and the. Oh no! We put a fire out shot into the wall. The run is over. Wait, we're playing Hundo.
Whoa, are we?
Oh no!
Oh no, that's bad.
Luckily, we have a ferry.
I'm just gonna have to catch another ferry.
Yeah.
Where's a good place for me to go to catch another ferry?
So, backup ferry for here would be the north, south, east, and west bushes in the dark world, and then you just mirror if you don't get it. Oh no!
Oh jeez. Oh jeez. I have 1 fire rod shot.
Is there a full magic refill?
Penguins.
Penguins? Okay. So you never want to die at Cold Stare.
No,
but when you
no,
do
you
die
don't.
at Cold Stare, you don't want to die.
You don't want to. You really don't. That is probably the worst death you can take in the entire run. Okay, so I'll try these. Nope, small magic.
You could have picked it up.
I could have picked it up. That was... Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. There it is.
There you go.
Okay.
Now get this anti-fairy.
Oh, yeah, okay. That would have been smart.
And we're still on 3 bombs. Oh no, we're back at 4. All right. So we haven't seen any of this before. It's all brand new. We're gonna go do the infamous Ice Palace bomb jump. For those who haven't heard of it, it's a very famous piece of tech in the game. There you go. Sometimes you get lucky. Look at that. The run working out.
That's too high. Oh, that was good. Okay.
Nah, first try. First try. And now we, since we did that bomb jump, the whole back of the dungeon becomes trivial. We don't have to run around in circles and all that other stuff I already said. So it's kind of a circumventing Aghanim's trials, and you think he might not take favorably to that, but it just shows our ingenuity and makes him think further that we're the chosen one. At least that's what we want to tell ourselves. And now we fall into the deal because everything is set up. We can just push that block and fall. Come over here, get this anti-fairy, turn it into a fairy, catch it for later, because it'll be important when we get to the Spike Cave in a little bit.
Seriously. Ugh.
If we ever get to the Spike Cave.
If we ever get there.
But I believe that we're gonna first try Cold Stare right now. First time down here. It'll be easy.
Easy peasy.
There's no risk. Takes 8 fire rod shots to break.
I can count to 8. I swear.
Not 7. Oh.
We're just gonna.
Cold Stare does a truck ton of damage.
We're just gonna play this safe this time.
Like, look at that. Easy. No risk at all. We pick up our 14th heart, which is just enough to get through Spike Cave, and we have another crystallized essence. So now, while they're talking, I'm going to throw it to Rick for challenge talk.
Well, first I'm going to go ahead and catch up on a few donations we got. First, we have a $10 donation from Chibi Scala, who says, awesome event and awesome cause. Good luck to all the runners. And a $20 donation from Danny, who says, FFR donation incentive. I'd like to see a character named Zoe. That'll be for the Final Fantasy randomizer that's coming up tomorrow as part of No Kid Hungry. Our marathon to benefit No Kid Hungry. So I'm gonna ask Lavan during this cutscene, how much would it cost? How much would it cost from our viewers here to donate to No Kid Hungry for you to find some apples in Hyrule?
Oh, I don't know. I actually can't think of where there are apples in Hyrule. I would have to be led there. But
I'm gonna put it right there, $100, and we'll lead Lavan to some apples later down this road.
That's what I was thinking. About the same. That's about the amount I was thinking. Got to teach the people things.
Yeah, teach the people for apples. So we now go back into the Dark World to get. Like I said, the Cane of Burna. Usually, you might want to have the cape that you can get elsewhere before coming in here. Because look, the floor is spikes. You've heard the floor is lava, but what is this? This is insane. Another one of those ingenious traps devised by our mentor Aghanim to test us. Now we have the ability to never take damage, but also to lag the game. And we get cool spin speed. So Since we can't take damage, we can just run across those spikes like, ha! You thought you defeated me, but my friend the fairy saved me, and now I've claimed the treasure. And we come back up here and we look at a tablet. We have to translate it from ancient Hylian to common Hylian.
Modern Hylian.
I thought you said it was common. Right.
You say it was
okay.
modern, whatever.
Either way. Modern or common.
Can I squeeze in here for an announcement?
Go for it.
Sure.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have met that $75 donation incentive for the Kirby's Nightmare in Dreamland. We will be doing the Boss Endurance bonus run as part of the Kirby Nightmare in Dreamland coming up next.
Yo, nice. That's awesome. Congratulations, everyone. This shed has a heart piece. You wouldn't think that there's a heart piece hiding there, but there is. Behind a bunch of blocks, and then you get a heart refill. One of the other reasons to play this category, you get a heart refill before you go into Mire.
Which makes
Hera and Mire is it's the best.
It's great. You never have to worry about not having sword beams for Mire 2. It's just great.
So, yeah, the Mire 2 room is another one of those famous rooms that is great to do optimally and hard, and sucks when you get off the cycle and it takes forever because you have to wait for the wizards to spawn. Nicely done. So this is called Misery Mire.
It's miserable.
Like it looks like a mire outside. You saw it was all rainy and sad. And we'll go to the swamp later, and the swamp looks like somebody ran the whole swamp through a filter. It's completely different. Mire sends us off on a long journey around a corner and up some stairs. This one's a fun puzzle if you're playing casually, because it's Flame Torch puzzle, but in 2 different rooms.
Can they do that? They can't do that.
There's a concept called super tiles that I'm not going to get into, but they can do that.
They're super. And
Yeah,
they're tiles.
Another example of the super tiles are when we stand there in Hera and they attack us. Wait, no.
Another example of super tires are in Thieves Town, when that room is extra laggy.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that's an actual explanation and not just.
Yeah.
Seems good. So now that we're done with the left side of Mire, even though we started on the right side, we have to come back to the right side. It's more tennis. In this case, because we have to get the cane of some areas. It unlocks some areas of the game and also breaks it in half. It's the most broken item in the game, and it's just wonderful. You now have infinite magic if you want it. Unless you overflow. If you overflow, then you break your infinite magic. So you have infinite magic within reason.
You have relatively infinite magic.
Did you set up for the thing?
I did set up for the thing.
All right.
I think I set up for the thing. I recall setting up for the thing.
We'll find out.
So, you know.
Just gotta get through the first room and the second room, and then we'll see. Then we will know.
We will see. If I can do magic. Magic.
Oh, it sounded like magic.
Sounded like magic to me. I'll let you explain it.
I don't know how it works. Something to do with you hit an anti-fairy with a torch shot, and then super tiles, and then you're through. And what?
Oh.
You could have done the.
I could have, but
It was still set up. You had magic for it.
I know my brain.
That's fine. It's fine. It's been a run.
It's been a run.
7 chest games. So here with the tempered sword, you just go stand in the boot, damage boost into the eyes, and
What? Apparently I need
you didn't hit that one enough.
to.
Oh, and you don't get hit by the laser because you're a ninja or something. And another one of Aghanim's all-seeing eye defenses is down. He is another guardian of a crystallized essence. Which sends us back to Rick. All we have, like, you'll see, she'll call out to Rick in just a second.
She will.
And that's
call
his
it Rick.
cue to go. I knew he picked the name for a reason.
Well, thank you very much, Maiden number 6. You still have just a little more time to get in for the Link and Zelda Pearlers. Also, only about 25 minutes remaining to get in the drawing for the EverDrive GBA X5, the flash card for the Game Boy Advance. We're going to be shutting off entries for that coming up at 11:59 p.m. Eastern Time. Also, 11:59 is the deadline for the Hori Switch Split Pad Pro controller for the Nintendo Switch. Donations of $5 or more will get you into the running. Plus, we do have a lot of great incentives that you can donate towards. A lot of great runs coming up over the course of the next 48 hours here as we continue to support No Kid Hungry.
And I'll also shout out that Hori Switch Split controller. Easily the best handheld mode experience I've ever had on the Switch. They're excellent. We have finished in the desert area. We are no longer going to need to come back here with that pickup of that last part piece over here in the checkerboard cave. No, I'm sorry, the chess cave.
Chess case, yeah.
Yeah, the chessboard cave. So now, like I said earlier, there's the swamp. You can see it. It kind of looks swampy from here a little bit. But before we go in there, we gotta go get another tablet.
Oh yeah, we gotta go do the tablet first. I know where I'm going.
Like, you don't have to. It doesn't really matter.
You don't really use it for anything.
It's the one item that you won't see used at all. If you count the fairy being procced from the bottle as the bottle getting used, which, I mean, the bottle held the fairy, so I guess it counts, right?
Yeah, it counts.
But, you at least get to see the effect.
You should have people donate for you to use the bombos in the gauntlet.
But that's so slow. But hey,
You know,
charity.
It's for charity. If I look over at that donation goal when I am climbing the GT Gauntlet, and it says $6,700, I will use the bombos to get through the gauntlet.
There you go.
And we're only $47.49 away from that number.
Hey, I looked over
And
at the
you
donation.
can get
Wow,
some apples on the way.
we could get some apples on the way.
You know what they say? An apple a day keeps the doctor away.
An apple a day makes the kid not as hungry.
Also that. It's a good, healthy snack. See, look at this. You see, this is what I was talking about. It looks swampy on the outside, but inside, it's all blue water, and like they got a really good filtration system in here. Wouldn't be surprised if the water was chlorinated.
Boring. Bromine. That's the one, not boring.
Brominated.
Brominated.
Swamp Palace is easily the worst actual dungeon. If you take away the boss fight and all that, just... You saw we had to drain the water to get in, and now we have to come over here and open up another drain, let more water out so we can swim across, and then we gotta keep going over and do it again, and then a third time, and it's so slow, and it takes forever. And there's just all these little things along the way that can just bleed your health as you're going. Haven't seen much of it this time, but some you can just get sniped by little things, and it's just the worst. Even with 15 hearts or 16 hearts, even it's not that big of a deal, but in 80%, it can sometimes just suck.
So just kind of bleed out damage. Nothing hits very hard. This is intended to be what, the second dungeon you clear?
The second dungeon, yeah. This is dungeon number 2 by the game.
Lavan.
Yep.
Oh, you're gonna be bombosing.
Oh.
We have a $100 donation from Sinak.
Oh ho.
Oh ho.
I know that guy.
I know that guy
he's
too.
Awesome.
Comment says, Yo Lavan, Clifford, and Rick, here's $100. The charity could use way more than me right now. Good luck with the rest of the run. Bless RNG. We also got a $25 donation from Sweet Beats.
Yo.
I know that guy too. I know these people.
So, I guess with that $100, that means we're going apple hunting too, doesn't it?
Yeah. We are going apple hunting.
Well, I will show you where to get some apples here.
Okay.
It'll be in from the dark world to the light world to the dark world to the light world to the dark world to the light world section that comes up next.
Oh, okay. So it's right after this.
Yeah.
Okay. See if I can, figure that out. I might need a picture for reference.
What? It's a picture of the mirror and then a mirror warp right next to it.
Oh.
That's how we designate that section of the run.
Because you mirror warp a lot?
A lot.
Oh.
A lot. So much. And we're gonna add in another one.
So I'm sure that everybody in chat right now is asking if I am going to do the diver down glitch.
We only do one major glitch in this run.
Exactly.
Said that earlier. We showed off the one major glitch. That was back in Pallets.
Yep.
Yeah, so we have now got past all of the waiting for water. The rest of the dungeon's remarkably quick. You just jump in some water and get another key, and then go fight the boss. With this cool fancy hook shot that we've got.
Hopefully quickly. We're gonna
hopefully
see. We'll see.
Hopefully we don't die on this one. Like Cold Stare or the cabbage.
Nope, not quickly.
That was kind of quick.
No. We got a cycle. It was slow.
Hey, but you didn't get a shame cycle. You just got one cycle.
True.
See, you're worried about this, all this time you spend with mirror menuing earlier in the run. You menu the fire out there, and it doesn't save that much time. Because of the menu. That's just hitting him twice. So now we have the longest Chatty Cathy, and Rick said something about talking to Chatty Cathy earlier, so I'll let Rick take it away again.
I would love to be able to talk about things, but after those 2 donations that we've already read off during this dungeon, I've got nothing to read. Give me something to read, folks. We're closing in on $7,000 for No Kid Hungry. We got some great incentives on the way. We got some great prizes as well.
So many prizes. They're so great.
All sorts of cool stuff. Alright, so now we have the big shopping phase.
Well, first I believe I have to go hunting.
Hunting?
Hunting. We found
Oh.
some apples.
There we go.
There we go. We have found. There's a lot of apples here. I'm gonna use them to heal. They have now been
Yay!
eaten.
Yay, apples.
Link is no longer hungry. He has been fed.
I was gonna send him to other apples, but that works.
Those ones are the most convenient one to get to at this point.
That's true.
Yeah, they are. They definitely are.
I actually didn't know that one. I knew the ones that Clifford was gonna send me to though.
So yes, now we've gone from the dark world to the light world, and now back to the dark world. And we're gonna do some swimming and a dash.
And a little bit more swimming and some more dashes.
Yeah. And then it's going to be another trip from the dark world into the light world. It's a cool little spot where you can come hang out with this guy under a bridge, and he will give you the 4th bottle that we need, the 4th and final bottle. And then it's from the light world back into the dark world.
See, people say that that guy is like a hobo under the bridge. I think he's just going camping.
Like, he says he's hiding out down there in English, doesn't he? Isn't he
Something like
hiding
that.
from
Yeah,
the
he's-
guard? Like,
Yeah.
he's Aghanim's got a grudge against him for something he's done, and he set the guards out like to
Where am I
also
going?
look
Oh,
for that
I know
guy.
where I'm going. We didn't have. I'm still hungry.
Okay.
That was totally intentional. Not
Yo,
at all,
we wanted more apples.
more apples.
No one's going hungry today.
Nobody's going hungry today. I mean, I think.
So, yeah.
Does Link qualify as a child? I mean, he lives with his uncle.
Isn't he under 16 in this game?
I think so. No,
All right,
we
it
had to go get
counts.
the apples. It makes sense.
Yeah, so now we have this big bomb. It wasn't available earlier because we had to find the 2 special crystals that had the right essence that we could infuse into this bomb. That's what their parts to play in this whole saga. Once we have those 2 crystals, we infuse them into this bomb, which lets us see the great old fairy who has lived in this pyramid since before time began. And she's going to turn our normal arrows into arrows made out of lag.
Pure solid lag.
And only with the pure solid lag arrows can we deal damage to the true final enemy of the game, Ganon. And while we're here, we're also going to throw in our sword because while the legendary blacksmith Glenn could only do so much, the great old fairy that has lived since before time began can use the lag powers and make the sword even more powerful. It's now twice as powerful as it was before, which was twice as powerful as it was before that, which in itself was twice as powerful as our beginning sword from an hour and a half ago. Just exponential power. Because we're the chosen one.
So now we have some of the final cleanup stuff of the run.
This is where it really becomes the go from the dark world to the light world, to the dark world, to the light world, to the dark world. Transition a couple of screens. For the dark world, to the light world, to the dark world, to the light world. Flute. Go to the dark world. Come back to the light world. Go to the dark world. It's... yeah.
Yeah.
I got somebody in chat asking if they want to throw in a donation incentive for you to do a silverless Ganon.
Oh.
Ooh.
Do you even know how to do silverless Ganon? I thought that's why you ran Hundo.
That is why I run Hundo.
And we have a heart refill. That puts us at 18 hearts, which means we are almost to 20. We need 2 more before we go into Turtle Rock. Well, pieces, not actual hearts. Luckily, there are 2 more
Right up here.
and we know where they're at. And yo, shoutouts, nice. Shoutouts to nice.
It took me a second to figure out what the heck you were talking about.
So now we'll see the cape. We just got it, and it's the one time we're gonna use it. Like we said, everything gets used once, including the bombos. The medallion.
One time only. Well, like 4 times only.
You're just gonna rain fire down on the gauntlet.
It's gonna rain fire.
Oh. Watch out for murderodactyls. Shall we go back to the light world from the dark world?
Almost go back to the dark world from the light world because portal placement is hard.
You know, that's just how it goes.
So you'll notice that I have 1 hole remaining in my inventory. So I have 1 more little piece of shopping to do before we head to the final dungeon.
Yeah, there should have been an incentive to get this before land molus.
This should
That's-
be.
That's what you should put in as an incentive next time. Get the ice rod before land mow. That's an incentive I want to see.
Yeah, unfortunately, we were, what, about an hour and 30 minutes too late for that?
Something like that.
Yeah, just a little bit.
It's a little late.
Because the ice rod does work on land molus and makes the fight infinitely more trivial than what you see in
arrows.
what we did. But it is also very, very much slower to come over here without the flute. And yeah, now we go to Turtle Rock.
So it does seem like our donors are throwing down the gauntlet here for Lavan Firestorm to do a silverless Ganon. Sailor J donates $5 saying $100 incentive for silverless. Here is 5.
Oh baby,
Oh,
let's do it.
I'm
We'll
in.
teach him how to do silverless right
Okay.
here on the air.
That's why I run 100%, so I don't have to learn things like that.
It'll be fine. You'll still have the silvers for the ice armors and the
Okay.
mimics.
And the land molus?
Yeah, definitely the land molus. Well,
Okay.
you gotta have magic. Fire rod's more consistent. Hey, there you. If you see, for just a second, there's a peek at the very last hard piece we're gonna get, like the capstone. But we'll do that in a little bit. First, we have to go into the Mushroom Kingdom. And I know you're thinking, what? But this rock that's shaped like a Bowser is actually a portal into an entirely another game.
Shaped like a Bowser. That's a new one. I like that. I can see it. There's no spikes on the top though.
Well, we took the spikes off so you could walk.
Oh,
Like, you gotta have, like, it's OSHA. Gotta be compliant. So now we've entered into the Mushroom Kingdom, and you might be thinking, that's ridiculous. But you just wait. Because we're about to fight some chain chomps, and I don't know what's more Mario than a chain chomp.
maybe
Except
a
for maybe the Pokey that we'll fight in the room before that. I don't know. You be the judge. Like, if you paid attention earlier, there's a picture of Mario in the Village Outcast house. He's there. He knows. Yeah, it's fine. You didn't destroy your prize pack earlier, I don't think. I don't remember.
I destroyed it, but I don't think I got a drop in pod. I didn't have thieves going into tower.
You didn't get any drops in that room.
And
Yeah.
just like that, we got the good drop off the Pokey. That's a cool manipulation from earlier in the game that we didn't talk about at all. And so you see the chain chomps, we got through the chain chomps. They're confused because Mario didn't walk into the room, so we used that moment of confusion to just sneak right by it.
So I don't know if you guys were watching the previous run, but I learned that if you fall into any of this lava in this room here, it takes you to the Aghanim 2 fight.
It can sometimes take you to Ganon, too. You can do a red YBA and fall straight into
Hey look,
crazy...
we are a bunny.
Hey! Shoutouts to Rick.
That was the other time I figured I'd wind up as a bunny, because I always wind up as a bunny there.
That makes sense. It's one of those that you can definitely get bunified. Look at all those anti-fairies. It's just like, hey, here, have a free full health refill with your one powder throw.
Yeah.
See now, earlier, when we were in the tower trying to confront Aghanim, Zelda wasn't powerful enough yet. So he sent her to the Mushroom Kingdom. That's the only reason we had to come over here.
Well, that and because we need to get all the items.
Well, right, but, like, if it weren't for that, we wouldn't be in this alternate dimension that is somehow slightly connected to Hyrule. Now, this is the most maddening thing in the whole game. In the middle of a dungeon, you go through a thing that isn't even that noticeable unless you saw it earlier on. Then you mirror, and then you get this heart piece. It's awesome. It's maddening and it's awesome. And
As a kid, I never got that heart piece. I couldn't find the last heart piece. I was just like, where is it? I was sitting at 19 3/4 heart pieces. Until my friend Mike's like, did you get the one out of the last dungeon? What do you mean? There's nothing there.
What are you talking about? Ah, but you can see on the Light World screen where it's at. More Pokies. Proving once again that we've left Hyrule. Pokies are not native to Hyrule. Yo, sword beams.
Sword beams. Coming in handy. For a change.
Another thing I didn't touch on earlier with the Cane of Samaria. Not only does it open up areas, it makes big blocks. Infinite magic. Overload the screen with whatever you want. Yeah, it's the best.
the most powerful item in the entire Super Nintendo.
That's probably not incorrect. I don't know, maybe the Super Scope. The Super Scope might be slightly more powerful, but that's... I don't know if that counts.
Those things drain batteries way too fast.
Like a Game Gear. Okay, not as bad as a Game Gear.
Not as bad as a Game Gear.
So now we fight
Three necks.
Trynex.
Three necks.
It's called that because of the three heads that they have.
Presumably have necks attached to them.
Like, they argue with each other a lot, and that's why it was easy for us to sneak up on them and beat them. Like, kind of like the Monty Python sketch, but instead of bravely running away, we just put them down. Like a poor non-regenerating Hydra. And now Zelda, who has been training with Trynex, is gonna come ask us why we just offed her training buddy. Anything from our good friend Rick?
Just a reminder that we are $95 away from Lavan Firestorm having to do the Ganon fight. Serverless, you have until we get until stage 4 for him to get your donations in. We'll be keeping an eye on that, see whether or not we can't get that. Plus, there's other incentives that you can donate for here, all going to a good cause with no kid hungry.
I might need to find a video tutorial. Do you know any good ones?
I'm sure Futon's got one out there. Oh, second major glitch. But before we go to Ganon's Tower,
we need to do this thing too.
we have to complete our quest for 20. We go through the invisible floor that you can't even see without even having to find our way through it. It's as if we knew where to go. It's almost as if we are the chosen one.
Oh, I see people guessing numbers in chat as to where the Ganon's Tower big key is.
Oh. Well, that's awkward.
It's kind of awkward. I was just gonna clip to the top of Ganon's Tower, but I guess I'll go on.
You still need the big key.
Oh, I do. Okay.
If you're gonna clip up there, you need it to get in to our great mentor. So now we have the second use of all these crystals. They open the way into the Tower of Ganon, a great evil monster who has taken control of the Dark World. Really, he turned it into the Dark World. There's not much said about Ganon. He's more of an invisible enemy for most of the game.
Yeah, it's all about Aghanim.
Yeah, like, it's mostly Aghanim has set us on this quest, and we're questing for our mentor.
Yeah.
First getting the mentor to notice us, and then agree to mentor us, and then to complete the quest that he sent us on. So we get cool boomerang strats.
Maybe.
Well, I mean, regardless, you get cool
Out
boomerang
of the
strats.
way.
It's just...
Come on. Apparently, I am unable to get...
Hey,
That was...
there you go. That was a pretty cool boomerang strat, right? That's why the red boomerang is the better boomerang, because it can do cool stuff like that.
That was interesting.
Yo, the hook shot showing off the invincibility frames. Oh, there's one.
That's two.
It wasn't one.
it. It wasn't one.
And now we're gonna get to see a cool little skip, maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
nicely done.
Just maybe.
Sometimes you mess up and you step onto the portal by mistake. It happens. It's no big deal.
Sometimes you do it on purpose too.
Now, our good friend Bob doesn't exist because this isn't a ROM hack. So instead, we are just gonna go say hello to our other good friends, the Armos Knights, the only not worst boss in the game. And they are going to say, behind us lies the big key. Now, this is significant because now we have to go back out through here and go get the big chest, and we can't just mirror like you would in any percent, which doesn't matter for many things except for RNG part, the last one. Because there's a variable that is just completely gone haywire now, and who knows how long Ganon could just decide he wants to warp until sunup. We'll find out.
I can tell you one thing, Lavan, you're gonna have to do it. Servers.
Oh baby.
Man. Luckily I got some good teachers in chat here. Talking with me here.
It's so interesting that you do say that, because the comment here says it's a donation for $95, and it says Lavan here is Super Nintendo's Serverless Ganon tutorial with a YouTube link.
That's excellent. Thanks for that donation. So, we get a fun gauntlet where we don't have to do any work.
I know.
Just gonna be,
It's gonna be so easy.
it's just gonna be the best. I'm excited.
Like, I have to unlearn how to do these rooms.
No, you just menu and you walk in and you hit one button and you're done. That's simple. You have the half magic. It warms my heart and all of these skeletons' bones.
All of them.
See, look, they're on fire, literally. Kaboom.
Kaboom.
Just a reminder that you, the donors, helped pay for this, so enjoy the Ring of Fire.
Enjoy the fireworks, folks.
See, and now you can just dash straight through this room. That's...
Oh.
You didn't have to bonk. You could have...
You said just dash straight through, so I assumed that...
Well, I didn't mean quite exactly like that.
Oh.
But you did good. You did good.
Okay, I made it.
All right.
Hey, is it possible
Yeah,
to...
you could use your silver arrows here.
Okay, I can use my silver arrows here? No.
It's only on the Ganon side.
I was wondering if Bombos kills Wizrobes.
Oh, I have no idea.
I believe they do.
Okay, well, you know, in the name of science.
In the name of science and charity.
What? Why did it not cast? It started to cast. No. The answer is no. I'm sorry. I can't do it. I can't kill the Wizrobes with Bombos. I tried.
Well, at least you can do the cool Samaria strats. Because
like falling
really,
into things, yeah.
despite all the other things Kane of Samaria can do, this next room is the best thing you can do with the King. Oh.
What?
Now.
Oh, man.
Jeez. Oh, and 1.0. Look at that.
Oh, great. What a great game.
Yo, it's the best.
It
Now
really
look
is.
at how much magic you have.
So much magic.
If only there was a refill in the next room.
But I'm not going to get.
But then you can't finish. Well, I guess you can.
Yeah. Sure I can.
Don't despawn the tower.
I didn't despawn the tower.
Fall off.
I did fall off.
Yo. Now we kill a mini Helmosaur.
And get a fairy.
Yeah, steal the key there. Don't have to even mess with the key in the next room. Like, look at that. RNG is favoring us in this Ganon's tower. Oh,
Oop.
quick menu. Oh, too late.
Too late.
We have to wait for the explosions of the worst boss in the game before we can menu to the hookshot. And oh, yeah, yeah. That's for all you at home. Final use of the Bombos tablet.
I'm gonna assume that bomb exploded.
Sure.
I thought I heard an explosion. But
We'll say it did. So now we're at the top of the tower, and look who it is. It's our mentor Aghanim. He is so happy with the work we've done. He wants to test us one more time to see if we're ready for the final fight.
oh, I thought we were gonna go with the he betrayed us. Double cross.
Oh no! It's much more tragic than that.
Oh. Apparently I am bad at geometry today.
Geometry is a skill. Wow.
Wow.
Missing all 3 shots like that is a skill.
Multiple times, actually.
I'm actually impressed.
So am I. Like I don't know.
See, he's just trying to toy with the master and make
You know-
Aghanim think that maybe we're not actually the chosen one. Maybe his faith in us was misplaced this whole time.
Yep.
That's 3. We need 6. Same as before. And we've proven that we are indeed the chosen one. And out of nowhere, a bat comes and kills our master from behind him while he is preparing to congratulate us on being ready. And then our duck comes because that makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, I need to go watch this tutorial real quick. Sorry, guys.
I mean,
Okay.
you've got 3 phases.
I think I figured
on
it
in
out.
the background.
Yeah, I would put it on in the background. It's okay. I'm learning.
Keep it on mute though. Like we don't need that coming through. So for the first phase of this Ganon fight, this
It's over.
you
already.
missed it. It's over.
You missed it.
For the second phase, it's also over, and now we're into the infinite warp phase of the fight. So far, we have been very lucky.
Don't forget, because we got $100. You can't use a silver arrow on him.
No silvers.
Whatever will I do?
Probably something with a lamp and a sword.
Oh, okay. This is what the tutorial was telling me to do. Am I doing it right?
I think so. I think you're supposed to get 3 hits in a cycle, though.
Oh. As opposed to 1. Okay, well, we'll go for those 3 hits in a cycle thing. What?
Oh.
What?
Oh,
Huh. Okay. Okay. We'll go for the 0 hits in that cycle.
Maybe-
Let's try
maybe I
this
shouldn't
again.
have said anything.
Yeah.
It was going okay the first couple. Now
now it's falling apart. I don't think I have enough magic.
I mean, it's still not bad for somebody that doesn't know how to do this.
Oh man. Why hadn't I learned to do this before?
I don't know. Thought you played rando.
Yeah, and when you're playing rando, he tells you where the silvers are. So that
Oh,
meant you were
right.
supposed
so
to
you
go
get it.
get
That
them.
makes sense. I understand. Yo, and I saw the skull. Ganon is defeated, and you truly are the chosen one. You've proven it to everyone. Unfortunately, our mentor Aghanim could not be here to see this moment. Time is gonna happen right now.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I control the timer, so it's okay.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So that was a speed walk of Link to the Past 100%, complete with Silverless Ganon, which is unnecessary in the category, but it's fun to do anyway. It's good practice. In the interest of getting everything closer to back on schedule, I'm gonna cut this short here, and we can start getting set up for the next run. Unless you have some words for that, Rick.
Well, definitely get a GG's here for Lavan Firestorm. And coming up next, we have Rocks doing Kirby, Nightmare, and Dreamland. And thanks to your contributions, we're going to have some fun with it. I believe we're doing a 100% next here